Hey guys, what is going on? It's Razgs here, and today we are back with episode 9 of the Brexit show. So yes, I've managed to get a video out today. Sorry I've been inactive on my Twitter. Basically, I had my driving test today and I passed. So yeah, I'm super happy about that, and I'm glad I can just finally put an end to my driving lessons, but more importantly, the stress of waiting for a test and, just waiting for the test to come. And obviously today I was really nervous, but luckily I went in and I managed to pass, so thank God for that. Yes, so Brexit news today. I've got to be honest, I've only just really had a look at it because, like I said, it will see a really great day for me. And basically, I've read two sources. I've got a source here from the Telegraph, which apparently it says apparently that the United Kingdom and the European Union are closing in on a deal as negotiating teams work on legal text. So basically, apparently last-minute compromises have been made. EU open to an extraordinary EU summit before October 31st. John McDonnell is plotting a Soviet-style purge. Let's have a read at this. What? Apparently McDonnell might be forced out, apparently. Okay, right, so that's something. I'm just reading the bullet points here. Backstop compromise is still on, but trade issue could yet derail Brexit deal. So yes, apparently negotiations are very close to delivering a headline Brexit deal ahead of Thursday's European Council summit, the Telegraph understands. Apparently, 3 separate EU sources have said that talks were now extremely close to resolving the key issue of the Northern Irish border. So this is a breakthrough, and it could be because I've passed my driving test, so I'm in a good mood. But hopefully, this is true, and we're getting to a point where we can put Brexit behind us. Because when I got back today, I watched Jacob Rees-Mogg talk on the LBC with Nick Ferrari, and he was saying not to worry, and he explained, the thing I like about Jacob Rees-Mogg is he explains everything and things that we worry about. So this gentleman, I think he was called Nigel, asked him a question about points he had highlighted and raised that he didn't like about Theresa May's surrender treaty, and Jacob basically put his mind to rest about Boris Johnson's deal. A lot of the things that the gentleman pointed out, Jacob said, was basically the backstop, such as the ECJ. The backstop was a real cause of the ECJ issues. So while there will be some European courts of jurisdiction when we leave, this apparently will be on topics such as the UK paying the European Union and stuff like that. Obviously I don't agree with it, but we just need to get Brexit done and finished. And and what Jacob Rees-Mogg went on to say was, with the backstop, the ECJ was a really strong negative. It had much more control on domestic policies and over the United Kingdom, where without the backstop, a lot of those go away. So I am fine with that. Obviously, I'm not chuffed, I'm not thrilled, but I am fine with that. And I think Brexiteers just need to unite and back the Boris Johnson deal. I understand that a lot of you will be saying this isn't exactly what we voted for. I know Nigel Farage will obviously be attacking it, which, fair enough. I can think we can all agree that Brexit has been hijacked by a Remain-dominated parliament, and before Boris Johnson's government, a Remain-dominated administration, obviously Theresa May's government. So, I'm not going to be annoyed at Boris about his deal. He's had to pick up some of the pieces and has had to put together a deal where he's had to be strong-willed, and I know people are saying go for no deal, which obviously I'm a strong advocate of that, but I also understand that there's a lot of frustration on no deal from the Remain-dominated Parliament, where we say Boris get no deal to happen, but at the same time I don't want to see any laws broken. If there is no way around the Ben Act, what I'm saying is Brexit was a vote for parliamentary democracy to be strengthened and for sovereignty. And as much as I hate the bit of law, I don't think I would feel 100% comfortable with Boris breaking the law, even though he would be doing it to deliver Brexit. And I just feel like the courts, as they done with the proroguing Parliament, I just feel the courts again would side with the Remain-dominated Parliament, because I honestly believe that the decision over the prorogation was a political based decision and wasn't actually a decision on the law. That's my opinion of it. But yeah. And what was also interesting to hear was Jacob Rees-Mogg actually talk more in depth about what actually happened as part of the council, the Privy Council. I'm sorry, I'm not the best with pronouncing words right now. Well, I'm not anyway, but and yeah, I found it really interesting what he said. It's basically like what he put it as. It's like when the speaker says eyes to the right and nose to the left, or you know what I mean when he does that I and no. So yeah, that was very interesting to actually read what as part of the package of being a member of that council. Now, this is the more bigger news which contradicts the first the bit we're just talking about. Apparently Boris Johnson's team are in last gasp talks with the European Union before midnight deadline. So apparently the European Union has set a deadline for midnight tonight. Irish and hardcore Brexiteers hail progress, but Emmanuel Macron prepares to delay after a 20-minute call with number 10. So apparently talks are intensifying. Boris has postponed cabinet meeting to give the discussions more time. Steve Barclay has made an unexpected trip to Luxembourg today. Leo Varadkar said talks were making progress, but that the gap was still quite wide. Michel Barnier had dampened down the optimism in briefing for EU members. DUP leader Arlene Foster was in number 10 for a 90-minute meeting with Prime Minister Boris Johnson last night, and hardline Tory Brexiteers believe there is a path to a tolerable deal. This contradicts the first bit of news I just read out to you guys. We just need the Brexit sorted, like I just said. We need Brexit sorted. We need to get on to talking about other things. I believe I said in a video before, Biff Haven, and you're hearing it for the first time. I started getting into politics during the 2015 general election. I was actually at a very young age when I started reading the news and just watching the overall news and that. I got into politics 2015, kind of interested, but Brexit was what made me really interested in politics, and especially from October time last year, I'd say, was when I peaked and I read everything. I read into everything, started to get to grips with everything, and really strengthened my knowledge on politics. But even I'm sick of Brexit now, and Brexit is what I just said got me into politics. Emmanuel Macron prepares to delay. I'm sorry, but every 2 minutes he said it. Like whenever there was talk of previous delay, he straight off was the one who was apparently going to cause issues, and he was even saying that he didn't want no more delays and that. But he just keeps going back on his word. And one thing I do find funny was a Jeremy Corbyn interview he done on Sky yesterday. No, yesterday was Monday. On Sunday, sorry. He said that that if Labour got into power, there wouldn't be no Scottish independence referendum for at least 3-4 years, like, you know, a long time. Because he believes that the Scottish independence was a vote to settle it all and to end it. But yet, what he said and agreed on the European Union referendum, that was meant to settle it all, but he wants another referendum. What on earth is wrong with your brains? So, to round up the news, on the one hand, we got the Telegraph saying that talks are close and stuff like that. The negotiations are coming together from 3 EU sources. And on the other hand, you got the Daily Mail reporting that there's been a deadline set and it's only hours left to seal a deal. But what I don't get is, if the European Union set this deadline, you know, obviously they're sat there thinking these talks are going nowhere. So why the hell does Emmanuel Macron want to delay? Like, I'm sorry, Miss Merkel came out 2 days ago and said that when we leave, we will be a competitor towards the European Union. Because I think the European Union are taking into account that we're off. We got a pro-leave, or like Remainers like say, oh, vote leave campaign government. We got the Leave government that all leavers have been arguing about since the moment the Brexit vote came in. Should write a Brexit government. And I genuinely think they're getting scared now of what's going on. But I mean, on topic of Remainers, I used to be able to handle reading a Remainers like Femi, sorry. Femi, I forgot his last name, but his @ is Femi, sorry. I used to be able to handle reading his Twitter, but now I can't because it's just full of crap. I'm fed up with it. And it's a problem with Remainers as well, in general. You get the same thing out of all their mouths, and you can never have a debate with them because they will never accept the democratic result of the people. We could have a referendum somewhere and it could be 100% leave, or 95% leave, let's say, and 5% remain, and they'd be saying the next day that we need another referendum, people's minds have changed. You're never going to win with them. So, yes. That is all for today from what I've seen. If I've missed anything, then don't be afraid to leave it down below. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Cheers and goodbye.